Hello, my loves. Welcome back to the It Girl Mindset. Today, we're diving into 5 habits that have made me hotter and richer. In this episode, we're diving into why your money beliefs dictate your capacity for receiving, a simple hack to start receiving more, the exact morning routine that made me hotter and richer, why having a strict health and fitness plan is never going to get you to the level that you want to be at, and the number one way I increased my income and had the biggest glow up of my life. Okay, yay. I'm so excited to get into it. So this really is for you if you tend to buy what you want and then you feel guilty afterwards. Maybe you talk down to yourself about money, thinking that you should have more or you should be more successful for where you're at in life. Maybe you even buy the fancy gym memberships and the supplements, thinking that's going to fix your consistency, but then you end up just falling off after a week because work really took over and got the best of you. Also, you might feel like a bit of a stranger in your body if you look in the mirror and feel super puffy and don't recognize or feel like yourself. You're definitely going to want to stick around for this episode. Okay, and this is all from personal experience, okay? I've gone through all of the lows. I don't have to tell you guys. If you're new here, I'm Ashley, and you might not know that, but if you're not new here, you know, like I've gone through the lowest lows, including all of these things. So that's why I really think this conversation is so important, because it's one of those things that blew my mind when I learned about it. When I learned that I was in control of my life, not only with how I look, but how I feel, the amount of money I receive. Okay, it kind of can be a slap in the face. It's like, oof, I'm the one that's in charge and dictating what's happening to me, but also how exciting. I'm the one that can decide and do the internal deep work to actually have the outcomes in the life and, you know, the looks and the feelings that I want, right? It's a slap to the face, but it's also exciting and empowering. So that's why I want to talk about this today, okay? Welcome to the It Girl Mindset, where I help you step into the next level version of yourself by mastering your mindset, manifesting your deepest desires, and connecting deeply with your body. It's about becoming the most authentic, radiant, unapologetic, and unbothered version of yourself. Together, we're going to chat about how to unlock your true potential and create a life that feels as good as it looks. If you're ready to become the healthiest, hottest, and most abundant version of yourself, you're in the perfect place. Let's get into it. The first habit is recoding my beliefs around money. You know, we talk about the subconscious mind, and I want you to think about your brain like a computer, right? There's internal coding, there's programs in the computer that dictate how the computer actually works. And that's exactly what our brain is like. It's like there's this internal coding that is dictating the outcomes in your life. Your coding was caused by your upbringing, right? Experiences that you had, how you heard things, how your parents raised you, what was said to you as you were growing up. Because again, the subconscious mind, you only have a subconscious mind from ages 0 to 7. You don't have a conscious mind. So you can't decide what you want to take on and what you don't want to take on. So everything you talked about, if your parents were fighting about money, if you had, you know, a rich aunt that talked differently about money, right? All of these experiences dictated your beliefs around money and how you believe it's possible for you to receive money, okay? So you have a money story, essentially, and based on, again, how you were raised, your internal coding, that's what you believe is possible. So you might believe that it's hard to make money, that money doesn't come by easily, or you might think money flows super easily to you. No matter what kind of job you have, you always are making a lot of money. Maybe you think you don't have to work hard to make money, right? All of these beliefs dictate how you actually receive money. So if you really, really want to work on receiving more money, it's about doing the internal work, right? Yes, there's always the action piece, and I'm always going to be realistic with you guys, right? But if you want to attract more money, you need to change your internal coding, what you believe is possible, okay? Because I used to think that work was miserable, and to make money, I just had to hate my job. That was genuinely a belief of mine. And now I'm like, wow, I get to film videos and help women achieve their happiest, hottest, richest, most successful self? Absolute fucking vibes. I also, a big, deep belief that I'm not going to sit here and pretend that everything's perfect and I don't have any limiting beliefs around money, but another one is I have to work hard to make money. I feel like I'm naturally a hard worker, but that's because growing up, right? It was always like, you work hard, you're the best, period. That was kind of the mindset, not necessarily specifically with money, but with my career and with sports and everything growing up. It was always like, you work hard, you're the best, period. And I was like, okay. So that's what I always thought. I always thought I had to work so freaking hard to make a lot of money. When you shift the internal coding, your perspective shifts. Your reticular activating system starts to see different opportunities. Those opportunities were probably always there, but it was clouded by this invisible wall. You guys know I always talk about kind of like this invisible glass wall as limiting beliefs. So if you want to change what you believe is possible about money, and in turn, what actually comes true for you for receiving money, you have to change the internal coding. A quick activity that I want you to do is just get a notepad and write down all of your limiting beliefs about money. Don't even think about limiting beliefs, just beliefs in general. What did your parents say about money growing up? And this could tie into career too. How did your parents raise you in terms of your career, right? Even for me, it was really about, okay, you go to college, you get a corporate job. That was like, that's what you do. There's no going on your own, being an entrepreneur. It's like you go to college, you get a corporate job, and that's what you do the rest of your life because that's what's safe. There's no reason to blame our parents or blame anybody else. It's really about understanding that they did the best that they could with the knowledge that they have. And now I'm giving you and passing you on this knowledge that you can change your beliefs and change your coding around money and in turn change your financial reality, okay? The thing about money too, because I know I said even, we're obviously talking about money, but there's so many other areas that impact your financial reality. It's because all of our body, money, career, success, relationships, that's all intertwined because it's us. If you don't believe you're worthy of receiving more money, we probably need to discuss your self-worth, your love for yourself, your unconditional self-love, why you have this belief about self-worth, okay? And in turn, that can affect not only, money, but also your relationships, your body, right? It's all intertwined, okay? So again, if you want to change your financial reality, you need to recode your beliefs about money, which will in turn be your beliefs about your whole entire life, okay? Hi, my love. If you're someone who's built a life for herself that looks pretty good on the outside, you've got the house, the job, the partner, but something just feels off and you just cannot quite put your finger on it, you probably keep getting this feeling that you're meant for more, but haven't actually worked up the courage to do anything about it. If this sounds like you, I want to personally invite you to The Code. The Code is a high-touch, private mentorship container for the women ready to do the deep work to become the hottest, richest, and most successful versions of themselves. It's time to create a life that feels as good as it looks. This isn't another framework to follow. It's about releasing emotions, limiting beliefs, and old patterns that are truly holding you back from becoming the hottest, richest, most successful version of you in a way that's actually authentic to you. When you recode your mind, body, and energy, you wake up with energy, excited to take care of your body and absolutely crush your day. You admit to yourself that you want to be wealthy and go after it, not from a state of delusion, but pure knowing. You make decisions and trust yourself. You're absolutely obsessed with the life that you're building because it's your version of success. Your code is about learning yourself, not a watered down version of you, but the deep down big version of you that kind of scares the shit out of you. If you're ready to meet that version of you, apply below. The link is down in the show notes. I can't wait to read through your application. Okay, back to the episode. Okay, number 2 is tracking your inflows and outflows. You cannot avoid money just because if you're one of those people who, and again, speaking from experience, I would just spend money and then I would feel so guilty afterwards. Or I would spend money and I would just avoid looking at it. I'm like, okay, cool. Like I put it on my credit card and out of sight, out of mind, done and done. Like, I can't change anything. Okay, so you might have that where you're more avoidant, or you could be the opposite where you track every single thing and you think you need to save, right? There's different types of attachments to money as well. There's anxiously attached. This is the same as relationships, right? Everything flows between each other. So we've got anxious attached. We've also got avoidant. And then we've got kind of like a combination. So you're either so hyper fixated on it and you have to track everything and budget everything and you don't let anything go and you're obsessed and you're checking every single day, or you're avoidant and you're like, no, like out of sight, out of mind. Okay. Neither of these are great, right? We want to be open to the possibility of every time I spend money, more money is coming back, right? But also we need to see where things are going. So the next habit is tracking your inflows and outflows. Okay. And I'm not going to sit here and pretend I love tracking my inflows and outflows. It's the most fun thing in the whole entire world. But how can you make it more fun, right? For me, one, I use Monarch. It kind of reminds me of Notion, just with the emojis and how it's set up. It's honestly so insanely powerful. I actually have a link down below where you can save 50% off of it. But honestly, it has helped me so much. There used to be this free, I think it was like Intuit that I used to use. That was like a free tracker, but I think got bought by someone or something. But honestly, Monarch is so reasonable. I want to say it's like $80 a year. Like it's honestly so cheap. And I think it's, I'm getting this like ping that someone's saying, well, why would I spend more money if I'm trying to make more money? But what I want to say to that is, in order to actually use something, you have to pay for things. The people who pay attention, right? Because if all you needed was information to reach whatever goal, the money, the body, the hotness, everything in between, everyone would be their richest, hottest, most successful self, because information is endless. Information is out there. It's there. You could search on ChatGPT. You could, Google something. You can watch YouTube videos. You can consume content. The information is endless. But the people who pay attention, okay? That's why I pay for things like tracking my finances for my personal stuff. I pay for Monarch, and also I pay for a bookkeeper for my business expenses, inflows and outflows. I don't know, it just sounds cuter. Okay, but again, I know it's not the most exciting thing, but how can you make it easier on yourself? How can you make sure that you're actually going to put the time into it, right? So even for me, tracking my inflows and outflows, every single Tuesday, I have a invitation in my calendar with myself. It says inflows and outflows. And so I drink my cutie little coffee or a little matcha, whatever it may be, and I just double check everything, make sure everything's good to go, make sure I know where my money is coming in, where it's going out, right? So I'm not avoiding it. I'm also not having this, outlook of like, I have to save every single penny, right? Because I believe that whatever I spend comes back to me tenfold. That's a belief that I have, okay? I didn't believe that at first, but it's something that I gained over time, which is why I've really put in the time to invest in mentors and, courses and things to become my best self. Okay, number 3, now we've kind of talked about the money side of things. We're going to talk a little bit about the hotness side of things. And, hotness honestly is a state of mind, right? I believe that people who are their hottest selves are their most authentic self. They're the ones that are the nicest to themselves. They're the ones that love themselves unconditionally, because you just know. You can just tell when someone truly loves themselves, right? And I'm just going to be so honest. Like, I've seen a lot of stunning, beautiful girls, and I just can feel how self-conscious they are, okay? I can feel how, and this is maybe me just being empathic, and also, I'm thinking specifically about a wedding that I went to. And everyone was dressed to the nine. Like, all the bridesmaids were just stunning. But there was something about some of them who I could just like feel how self-conscious they were. And it hurt my heart. But it's one of those things where it's like, being hot is not just about like, oh yeah, you look pretty. Okay. No, it's about that inner work. Okay. It's about feeling hot, right? And that comes from doing the deep inner work. But a hack that has truly made me feel so much better and just honestly have the biggest glow up is taking care of my mind and body first every single morning. Okay. And I don't even go to the gym every single morning. That's not even what I mean. But when I wake up, this is what I've been doing every single day. And I want to be very clear. I do not want you to copy my morning routine. Okay. I'm going to say it again. I do not want you to copy my morning routine because you are not me. I am not you. We are different. I want you to, if there's something that feels like fun or exciting, or you feel this like somatic sensation in your body and you're like, ooh, this feels like something that would be exciting to me, take that one piece. Don't try to copy everything that I'm doing because you're going to end up trying to stick with it for a week and then you're going to fall off and then you're going to blame yourself and then it's this whole spiral, okay? I don't want you to copy me. I want you to figure out what feels good to you. But for me, what I've been doing is I wake up, I usually wash my face, I put on either workout clothes or something that I could go on a walk in. And then I have been doing like a little gua sha on my face. That's honestly been like, I feel like really defining my features a bit more. Also, as a side note, since I've had acne for so long, past version of me, and I'm on medicine for my skin right now, it's really clearing up so I finally can gua sha. Because before I would have pimples all over and it would like genuinely hurt me to gua sha. So I paused it for a while, but now I've been doing it every morning and I really feel like it's helping just like define all my features. So I do a little gua sha and then I come into my office, literally right here, cutesy little office. And what I've been doing is a combination of breath work, EFT tapping, and then if I want to do affirmations or if I want to do a recoding session, whatever intuitively feels good to me. But when I wake up recently, I felt just kind of like tension in my body, and breath work really helps with that. Also, in terms of meditation, I think it has this brand on it that it's like, ooh, we're just going to sit and we're going to be calm and we're not going to think about anything and we're going to listen to like boring music, right? No, like you can make it whatever you want. And this was even a good reminder for me. So I actually made a meditation / breathwork playlist on Spotify, and it's like Odessa. Yeah, there's some more like peaceful songs in there, but a lot of it is like Odessa. And what else do I have on there? I'll just pull it up. I have Odessa, Peter Sandberg. I don't know if you're familiar with him. Big Wild, Fred Again. Like I have these. I don't like any words because then I can kind of get distracted with that. But a lot of those types of music don't actually have words. And for me, since I am such a big feeling person, music really changes how I think, how I feel. And so I'm actually using that to my advantage. And it really, like, especially Odessa, like, Odessa just makes me feel some type of way. And it makes me believe, listening to their music is like, I believe that there's anything possible. So if I'm like visualizing my dream life or a big goal that I have or something like that, I'm having an Odessa song because it's just so inspiring, and honestly thinking about it like makes me want to cry, probably because I've seen them live a couple times and it was always at sunset and it's just like this magical feeling that it's ingrained in my body. So if there's a festival you've gone to and there's a specific type of music that feels so inspiring to you, it like speaks to your soul, try meditating with that, right? It doesn't have to be boring. You can make it whatever you want. We all think that everything is so black and white, but you can truly make it whatever you want. So I'll do like a breath work, meditation, and then I'm also stretching. Something that I've really been feeling is like I hold so many emotions in my body physically. And so sometimes I'll do some shaking, sometimes I'll do some stretching in the morning, but that's just been making me feel so fucking good. And honestly, just like the essence of hot, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not like, ooh, I'm prettier, but I'm like, ooh, I just like feel like this magnetic energy about myself. And there's nothing hotter than that. Number 4 is not having a strict health and fitness plan. Okay. You guys know we don't do strict health and fitness plans. It's too constricting. It's too boring. Like, I don't think that just having this intense discipline and having this boring workout routine and eating boring food is the way to live your life. I think that does the opposite of giving you the essence of hotness. Like, it's so insanely draining. And so how can you just incorporate healthy habits into your life, right? It's not about this strict everything, because that's suffocating, especially for me. Like, I'm a life path 5. I'm a life path number 5, which means I need freedom. I cannot have a strict, even like I said, for my morning routine, I'm taking care of my mind and body first, but that changes every single day. Sometimes I sit and do a 20-minute meditation. Sometimes I go for a walk and listen to a more guided activations type of energy. Sometimes I'm shaking, moving my body. It's different every single day. And that truly gives me life. I think when we try to be so strict and disciplined, it truly drains us. And taking care of our mind and body should not be this strict, horrible, miserable thing. Okay? It should be about self-respect and enjoyment, because when you take care of your body and your mind and you don't have this strict, rigid plan, everything just starts to flow. You start to trust yourself. You start to lean into things that feel good, which in turn makes you feel even better. Not having a strict health and fitness plan has drastically changed how I show up for myself. And believe me, I tried the strict health and fitness plan. I did. And it genuinely made me miserable. I used to track macros, or I tried, and it was so horrible and miserable. It's like I already am cautious about, the food that I put in my body, and I tried to control it even more, and that in turn made me feel more out of control with my body, because it was such a mind fuck to just constantly think about every little thing that I have to do and put in my body, and it didn't help me. It actually quite did the opposite. So if you're someone who is like, I really want to level up my health and take care of my body, and I want to feel better and have that essence of hotness like I've been talking about, stop being so rigid in your routines. It's probably working against you. Okay, now number 5 is invest in a mentor to make me hotter and richer. Okay, I'm going to be so transparent. I did not learn anything I talked about by reading books or listening to podcasts. Everything that I have learned has all come from me investing in myself. I'm always trying to fast track my transformation, okay? I am an efficient queen, and I want to get to my goals, okay? I'm also enjoying my life, which is a whole other piece, but I'm investing in myself. I could read all the books and listen to all the podcasts, but if I want actual, real, true transformation, I'm investing in myself. I'm paying, because that's how you actually do the work, someone who is where I want to be, and she's helping me, has helped me, is helping me fast track all of my transformation. I would not be who I am today if I did not invest in my mentor, or all of the mentors that I've invested in, because I've invested in a lot. I would not be who I am, where I am in life, feel how I feel, look how I look, have the money that I have the hotness that I have. I don't have the hotness that I have. The essence of hotness that I have, if I did not invest in myself, period. I will literally shout this from the rooftop. When people don't have a mentor, I genuinely am like, what are you doing? Like, it is so powerful. It is so insanely powerful. I love my mentor so much. She's literally the freaking best. And she's helped me in so many ways. So if you want to fast track your transformation to being hotter, more successful, more wealthy, that comes from investing in yourself. Okay? I will literally be preaching that for the rest of my life. In the last 6 years, is 2020, is that when 2021. In the last 5 years, I have not gone a day without a mentor. I always have a mentor, and now I've thankfully found the mentor. I had to test some other ones out, but I made my way to my mentor, Becca, and I love her so much, and she's helped me so much. And if you are feeling a pull towards a mentor, whether that's me, whether that's someone else, trust that. Truly Trust that, okay? You have no idea what's on the other side of working with someone that can drastically change your life. Someone that can see your limiting beliefs, your blocks, see where you need to transform to get to where you want to go, okay? Guess what? You know why I have a mentor? Even though I have all these tools and I know exactly what to do to recode my beliefs, make more money, become more healthy, more fit, more me, all of this stuff. Yeah, I know all this stuff, but guess what? I can't see past my own bullshit. I can't see my blind spots. That's why I have a mentor, because she can call me out on my shit. Sometimes investing in yourself is scary, but what's scarier is staying exactly where you are, especially when you know you're meant for big things, especially if you have that feeling in yourself that you're like, I know I'm meant for more, but maybe you're too scared to do something about it. Trust that ping to invest in a mentor. It will drastically change your life. And again, I'm always speaking from experience. I always have to live through the highs and lows before I can come on here and talk about it, okay? Okay, my loves, that wraps up this episode. Just to quickly recap, 5 habits that have made me hotter and richer. 1, recoding my beliefs about money, which is also recoding all of your limiting beliefs about yourself. Tracking my inflows and outflows, taking care of my mind and body first, not having a strict health and fitness plan, and investing in a mentor to make me hotter and richer. Okay, my loves? If you have any questions or comments, I would absolutely love to hear from you. If you're on Spotify or YouTube, you can just drop a comment down below. Truly, your comments make my freaking day. Truly means the world. This is my favorite thing to do. So, of course, if you have any questions, you also can reach out to me on Instagram at Ashley Robots. But don't forget to follow the podcast, subscribe. Okay, my loves, thank you so much for being here. I freaking love you, and I'll see you in the next episode.